Let's be real. Nobody really believes in you, at least not in the way that you believe in yourself. They may nod their heads, give you that little pat on the back, or say, "Yeah, I think you can do it." But deep down, most people are waiting for you to fail. One of the reasons is because they have seen too many people start and never finish. They have heard too many people talk about their dreams that never turned into reality. So, why should they believe in you? You need to understand something right now. Nobody is going to hand you your belief. Nobody is going to wake up every day and remind you that you are capable, that you are strong enough, or that you have what it takes. That is your job. And if you think that you need people to believe in you before you take action, then you've already lost the battle. Success doesn't come from being validated. It comes from being relentless, from showing up every single day, even when no one's watching, even when they are laughing, even when they tell you it's impossible. One of the unfortunate realities in life is that people don't believe in you, and it's not because you're incapable, it's because they don't believe in themselves. Their doubt isn't actually about you, it's about their own limitations, their own failures, and their own unrealized dreams. Most people have at some point wanted to achieve something great. They had dreams, ambitions, and visions of a better life, but somewhere along the way, they let fear, insecurity, and societal pressure hold them back, and so they settled. And instead of facing the uncomfortable truth, which is that they gave up on themselves, it's easier for them to convince themselves that success was never possible in the first place. So when they see you trying to break out of that cycle, when they see you chasing something bigger, something extraordinary, it makes them really uncomfortable. Not because they hate you, but because your ambition is a painful reminder of what they could have been. And this is where projection comes into play. They project their own fears onto you. They don't think that they could do it, so they assume that you can't either. When they say things like, "That's unrealistic," "Do you know how hard that is? Most people fail at that," or "You should just be happy with what you have," what they're really saying is, "I don't believe I could do it, so I can't imagine you doing it either." And so they see your ambition as a threat to their comfort zone. Because if you succeed, it shatters the entire illusion that they've built, the illusion that success is only for the lucky ones or the privileged. If you make it, then what does that say about them? This is where the crab mentality kicks in. It's named after the way crabs behave in a bucket. When one crab tries to climb out, the others will grab onto it and pull it back down. Not because they consciously want to trap it, but because they are all stuck in the same environment. This happens in real life all the time. People around you, sometimes even friends, family, or colleagues, will try to pull you back down, not out of malice, but because they subconsciously want to keep you at their level. They'll criticize your choices, they'll mock your efforts, they'll tell you you're wasting your time, they'll remind you of your past failures, and they'll celebrate your setbacks. Because if you stay where they are, it reassures them that they made the right choice by not even trying. And I want to be completely honest with you guys and transparent. I have most certainly made these mistakes in my own life. I've often relived the day that I laughed at my youngest brother, Jared, and told him that he couldn't accomplish his dream, which was a professional football player at the time. Now, he was really young and he may not have known what he was saying, but who was I to tell him it was impossible? I should have advocated for him to work harder for his dream no matter what anyone thought about it, including me. And the truth is, I was projecting my own reality onto him, and I was wrong for doing that. The most dangerous part of all this isn't what they say, it's whether or not you let it get into your head. Because if you hear something enough times, you might start to believe it. And if enough people doubt you, you might start doubting yourself. If you let their voices be louder than your own, their version of reality will replace yours. And that's how dreams die, not because someone physically stops you, but because you start to believe the lies they tell you. So, what's the solution? The only way to break free from this cycle is to recognize it for what it is. Their doubts are not yours to carry. You don't have to convince them to believe in you. You don't have to seek their validation. You just have to do the work. Because in the end, success isn't about proving them wrong with words, it's about proving them wrong with the results. Let them doubt, let them talk, let them project their fears, because while they do that, you keep climbing and growing. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is wasting your energy trying to convince people that you're capable, trying to argue with them, trying to explain yourself, or trying to make them see your vision. And like we just discussed, people don't believe words, they believe results. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone talk a big game, make huge promises, and then never follow through? People have heard it all before. So why would they believe you just because you say you're going to succeed? They won't. And that's fine because you don't have to prove them wrong with your words. You have to prove them wrong with your results. While they talk about why it won't work, you work on making it happen. While they doubt you, you grind in silence. And while they sleep, you keep going. Because here's what happens when you're focused on your work. Eventually, your results become undeniable. People may ignore your words, but they can't ignore the weight you've lost, the businesses you've built, the skills that you've mastered, the transformation you've gone through, or the life you've created. At some point, even the loudest critics are forced to shut up when they are faced with reality. The absolute best revenge is success. You don't need to debate, you don't need to defend yourself, and you don't need to waste time trying to make them understand. Just keep building, keep improving, and most importantly, keep showing up. And one day, the same people who doubted you will be the ones asking, how did you do that? And that's when you realize that you never needed their belief in the first place. One day, when you've put in the work, when the results are undeniable, and when success is no longer just a dream, but your actual reality, watch how people change. The same people who laughed at you, who doubted you, and who told you it wasn't possible, they'll suddenly have a different tone. I always knew you had it in you. I knew you'd make it one day, or I always believed in you. They'll ask how you did it. They'll want your time, your advice, and your help. They'll try to associate with your successes as if they were part of it somehow. And in that moment, you'll smile, not out of spite, not out of arrogance, but because you'll know the truth, which is that they never really believed you in the first place. They never truly supported you. They were waiting for you to see if you'd fail, but you didn't. And the best part, it doesn't even matter because at the end of the day, you didn't do it for them. You didn't need their belief. You didn't need their validation. All you ever needed was to believe in yourself. And you did. That's why you won and why you will win in the long run. So now that you know the truth, what are you going to do? Are you going to let their doubts stop you? Are you going to let their negativity hold you back? Are you going to sit around waiting for someone else to believe in you before you take action? Or are you going to get up and put in the work? Because at the end of the day, it's not about them, it's about you, your goals, your discipline, your execution. So tell me, what's one goal you're chasing right now that people have doubted? Drop it in the comments below. I want to see what you're working on. And if this message hits you in some sort of way, if it struck something inside you, then you need to go watch this video next where I show you exactly how to beat imposter syndrome and boost your confidence in 2025. Remember, you don't need their belief, you just need to prove them wrong. See you in the next video.